Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very happy to share with you my first Christmas recipe of the year. This has been one of a unforgettable year and we can finally at least enjoy this time of year with our very close friends and family. And I hope that you will still make wonderful things in the kitchen. And today I'm starting things off with my wonderful pain d'épices, which translates to gingerbread. Actually, this is a French recipe, so it is a French gingerbread, a bit different from the American and English one, but still amazing. You definitely have to try it out. It is super gooey, chewy, dense, with a lot of flavor, and it's just amazing. The texture is out of this world. And the only thing that I had in mind when I created this recipe was to make sure that everybody loves this recipe, and believe me, even gingerbread haters will love it. So you have to try it out, and let's get started. As you will see, it is an extremely easy recipe today, since we are going to mix everything in our sauce pot and then put it in a pan and then bake it. And I'm going to start by adding some ingredients in my pot that we're going to melt. First up with some butter, and then I'm going to cover it with some runny honey. This is a good quality honey since we need a lot of it. And then I'm going to add some date syrup. This is amazing. If you cannot find it, you can still use some molasses, but I personally hate molasses if I'm being honest with you. So I'm just going to use some simple date syrup that I find in an amazing Iranian shop in Paris, and it tastes wonderful, to be honest. And I'm going to add it along some dark brown sugar for an amazing flavor. Alright, we're gonna put everything on the stove and let it melt. We are not looking for bubbles or anything super hot, we're just looking for the butter to be melted, and then we can put it aside and let it cool for a few minutes. My honey and butter preparation is melted and a bit cooler, so now we're gonna add more ingredients to it, starting with some salt. Very important to salt your pastries and your cakes and everything sweet in your kitchen. And then we can work on the dry ingredients, starting with some all-purpose flour, of course, to which I'm going to add some baking soda, and then we can move on to the spices. And of course, there's a lot of spices in there, starting with some allspices, and then I'm going to add a lot of cinnamon, which is to me the less dividing ingredient in all of this recipe. And then we can move on to the more hardcore spices, which are ginger, just a touch of it, and then I'm going to add some cardamom and cloves, and finally some nutmeg and some vanilla extract. Always important to add some vanilla extract even when there's so much going on, especially in this recipe. Now I'm just going to mix everything with a teaspoon, and then we can add half of it, and I'm going to sift it just to make sure that I don't have any lumps, and then I'm going to incorporate my dry ingredients with my spatula. This looks amazing, so now I'm going to add some whole milk and mix once again with my spatula, and then I will finally add the remaining dry ingredients, sifting once again. Our batter is looking amazing, so now we can put it in our prepared and buttered and lined with parchment paper baking pan. I'm using here a banana bread cake pan, and I'm just going to pour all of it in my pan, and then we can bake it. Time to bake our beautiful pain d'épices in our preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes. And then after 40 minutes, I'm just going to reduce the temperature of the oven to 160 degrees Celsius, which is 320 in Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake it once again for about 10 to 15 minutes or until it is fully baked. You can of course insert a toothpick in the center of the cake if you want to make sure that it's cooked through, and then you can just eat it warm or let it cool completely. It is personal. I prefer it cold, to be honest, since it will get chewy over time. And that's it. As you can see, this gingerbread is amazing, so easy to make. You don't even need to use eggs in this recipe, which is always something interesting when it comes to baking. And believe me, the texture is out of this world. You have to trust me and you have to make it. You will not be disappointed for sure. Your friends and family will love it. And you can use it either in savory recipes as appetizers, for example, or you can also use it in sweet recipes. For example, you can make my Christmas tiramisu with this recipe instead of the panettone, for example. You can find the entire list of ingredients in the description box if you want to make this recipe, and you should, as well as my Instagram account, which is Will's Kitchen. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to help me grow on YouTube, and give this video a like and a comment if you want to chat. I'll be very happy to respond, and I'll see you very, very soon for another Christmas recipe. Bye!